Hello everyone, this is Indrajit Ganguly, and once again we meet in this virtual platform. Dear students, last day I have discussed with you about the event of the storming of the Bastille. So you understood that our first chapter is basically dealing with the stories and event of France. I hope you know that France is basically situated in Europe. Whenever we are talking about France, some things generally came into our mind one by one. What are these? First of all, that is Eiffel Tower. Correct. Eiffel Tower is one of the magnificent architecture which is situated in Paris. Right. Next, that is the capital city of France is Paris, is one of the beautiful cities in Europe. Lots of people spend their quality time in Paris. And finally, French perfumes were very popular not only in Europe but also all over the world. So students, we are not talking about or we are not discussing about the importance of France, but we are analyzing the condition of France during the 18th century. By this, we will understand the causes of the French Revolution. Correct? I hope you remember that last day I was talking about storming of the Bastille incident, right? Bastille was a fortress, or we can say it's a castle situated in the capital city of France, Paris. On 14 July 1789, several hundred people attacked the fortress Bastille and demolished the castle. Afterwards, the French Revolution broke out in France. Now the question is, how and why did this happen? To find out the answer, we have to look into our first topic from NCERT, that is the French society during 18th century. In 1774, King Louis XVI of Bourbon dynasty ascended the throne of France. He was just 20 years old when he became the king. He had no idea how to manage the kingdom. King Louis XVI married to Mary Antoinette of Austria. Both the king and queen led an extravagant life in their palace at Versailles. They both were unaware about the terrible condition of common people in France. In this situation, King Louis XVI decided to support 13 American colonies in the war against Great Britain. Britain was the old enemy of France, so King Louis XVI tried to take revenge in the American War of Independence. Remember, my dear students, the war increased huge debt on French treasury, so King Louis XVI had no option to increase the tax on the common people. The 18th century French society was divided into three estates. Estates mean group. The first estate consisted of clergy. Clergy means priest. The second estate comprised of the nobility, and the third estate comprised majority of the population of France. Peasants, workers, merchants, officials belonged to the third estate. The clergy and nobility did not have to pay any taxes imposed by the French monarchy. Third estate people paid taxes such as tithe and taille and also feudal dues to nobles. Suppose income of the people in France is 50 livres a day, then they had to pay 40 livres as tax. Here, livre is the currency of France. So you can understand that what type of discrimination and inequality prevailed in French society. However, not all members of the third estates was poor. A very small fraction called middle class was also part of the third estates. These group consisted educated people such as doctors, engineers, lawyers, teachers and professionals. They started to question the privileges enjoyed by the first two estates. Some of the educated personalities, also known as philosophers, who belonged to the third estates, also contributed hugely in organizing the French revolutions, such as Jean-Jacques Rousseau in his book Social Contract proposed a form of government based on a social contract between people and their representatives, just like in today's world. I think you know that. Just take the example of India. In India, people's casting their vote in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections, and they are sending MPs and MLAs in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. So Rousseau is also calling about people and their people representative. People means the common people. People representative implies such as MLAs and MPs. Clear? Another philosopher of this time, Montesquieu, in his book Spirit of Laws, proposed that the government authority should be divided into three wings, just such as legislative, judiciary, executive. Just example, in recent days, this type of government is prevalent in our society. Just that legislative means parliament, which is a lawmaking body. Judiciary, I hope know that judiciary means courts, Supreme Court, High Court, and executive. Who are the executive? Basically, President, Prime Minister, Governor, Chief Minister. So these are the executive. So Montesquieu proposed this kind of government which is based on these three wings: legislative, judiciary and executive. But Montesquieu also stated that the authority must be there in the hands of the king. Another philosopher, John Locke, in his book Two Treatises of Government, refuted the divine right of the king. So the idea of the philosopher were discussed intensely in salons and coffee shops and spread among people through books and newspapers. The discontentment against the monarchy reached its peaks when the basic needs of livelihood such as foods, clothes, jobs were endangered. This situation in France known as subsistence crisis. So students, this is it for today. In my next video, I will show you that Louis XVI were aware of that situation very well, but still he became inhuman and decided to impose some more taxes on the common people. Can you imagine what would happen after this decision? Think about it. I will discuss with you in my next video. Thank you and have a nice day.